Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another soccer game review. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Olympic quarterfinal against the US women's national team and the Netherlands. So, this I'm guessing is going to be a pretty long video. If you hear any people talking or hear any sounds in the background, I do apologize. Yeah, I just want to get into this video. Again, this is probably going to be a long video, so grab some coffee and grab some stroopwafels, and let's get into it. Lineups. So I usually don't look at the opposing team's lineup, but I do like the Dutch women's national team. So we're going to start with their lineup first. So 4-3-3 with a strong attack of Martens, Medema, Van de Sanden, and the attacking midfield, Jackie Groenen, Danielle van der Donk, and Jill Rood. I do go into more detail about the Dutch team and the Dutch attack and attacking midfield in the video I did, in the preview video I did for the US women's national team in the Netherlands. I'll link that video below if you want to see that. But anyway, yeah, the Dutch attack and attacking midfield is very strong. There is a lot of goal-scoring energy in the attack and midfield, and this can spell trouble for the US if they're not careful. This is a team that is very attack-heavy and attack-focused, and I'm guessing they're going to be wanting to score a lot of goals. Alright, now onto the US lineup. So standard defenders, Crystal Dunn, Becky Sauerbrunn, Abby Dalkemper, and Kelly O'Hara. Yeah, I have to say the US defense is needing to be really strong and really aggressive, especially in this game. I'm almost tempted to say I wish Emily Sonnet was in this game, but these defenders are perfectly fine and experienced. The defenders, they have to shut down the Dutch attack and attacking midfield. I feel like the US defense is going to be tested big time and put to work in this game. I would say watch out for Vivianne Miedema. She can score when there's a lot of pressure put on her. Stone cold killer, as some Arsenal fans like to call her. In the midfield, we got Sam Mewis, Julie Ertz, and Lindsay Horan. This is fine. I probably would have gone with Rose Lavelle starting for speed, but overall, that's still good. US forwards, Tobin Heath and Carly Lloyd, and interestingly enough, Lynn Williams is starting. I don't think she has started in any of the Olympic Games so far, so I'm looking forward to see how Lynn Williams handles this game. So, overall, two very strong teams. The winner of this game is going to be the team that comes out aggressive and is able to keep up control and maintain possession. Again, I'm sorry if you hear any other voices in the background. There's more people here. But anyway, let's get into the game. First half, we're off. The US is looking aggressive and strong so far in this game. They do need to watch out for Van de Sanden and Medema. 6 minutes in, US corner, nothing comes from it. No one is surprised by that. The US is doing really well at keeping up pressure and maintaining control of pace and the ball. I would say the US defense cannot back down from these 1v1s against the Netherlands, because if they do, the Netherlands will get the ball and will drive it forward. 9 minutes in, Tobin Heath scores, but offsides. Like, of course it's offsides. 11 minutes in, Julie Ertz goes down, but she's fine. Fouled by Van de Sanden. Free kick to the US, nothing comes from it. 13 minutes in, really close attempt by Lindsay Horan. Goes off the ball, but caught by the Dutch goalkeeper Van Veenendaal. 17 minutes in, Medema scores for the Netherlands. Great goal from Medema. Like I said before, she can score when she's under pressure. Also, no one marking Van de Sanden. Like, that's a player you need to be marking. Like, don't just focus on Vivianne Miedema. So, Dutch 1, US 0. 20 minutes in, seriously, why is no one marking Van de Sade. Like, you can't let her make these runs. 22 minutes in, Lake Martin's attempt from distance, but saved by Nair. 22 minutes attempt by Carly Lloyd. 23 minutes, corner kick for the U.S., nothing comes from it. 24 minutes in, free kick U.S., nothing comes from it. 25 minutes, not sure what happened, but Van Veenendaal went down, but it seems like she's okay. 28 minutes in, Sam Mewis finally scores with an assist by Lynn Williams. Nice, really great goal that was onside for once. So US won, Netherlands won. 29 minutes, US free kick. I don't think anything came from it except a corner. 30 minutes, US corner. Holy shit, I love you, Lynn Williams. Lynn Williams does score, so US 2-1. Honestly, this is the best the US has played so far in the Olympics. 35 minutes. Yep, no one's marking Van de Sade. Don't know why. Good pressure by the US. Aggressive play, interrupting and throwing off the Dutch. 38 minutes. Good attempt by the US, keeping up the pressure and staying in the Netherlands box. US is doing great at breaking through the Dutch defense. 41 minutes in, Netherlands by the US box. 42 minutes, Dutch corner. Medema attempt is caught by Nair. 45 minutes, US free kick. Nothing comes from it. 45 minutes plus added time. There's a cross by Kelly O'Hara, but it was caught by Van Veenendaal. So, and that ends the first half. All right, so exciting first half. The US looks great so far. Very aggressive play, strong possession from the US. So far, this is the best the US has played in the Olympics. They're breaking through the Dutch defense that I said in my previous video needed some work. Yeah, the Dutch defense needed some work. There was so much focus on having a very strong attack and attacking midfield. Their defense was kind of lacking. Yes, the US is up by 1, but they cannot get too comfortable with that lead. The Dutch were able to tie 3-3 against Brazil, and with such a strong attack and attacking midfield, they could tie it up in the second half. The US needs to do two things in the second half. One, score another goal, or two, they need to do two things. One, they need to score another goal or more, and two, maintain possession and control of the game. The US also needs to keep an eye on Van de Sade. Like, you cannot leave her open or unmarked because she will either score or make an assist to possibly Medema. In addition to Medema, that was a really good goal. Like I said, Vivianne Medema, she can score under pressure and when there isn't much space. The US still needs to be careful when it comes to her, as well as the rest of the Dutch attack and attacking midfield. Going into the second half, I would like to see Rose Lavelle definitely, along with Alex Morgan, Kristen Press. If we are going to be taking out defenders, Cherna Davidson, maybe Emily Sonnet. And something else that I want to see in the second half is someone marking Van de Sade. Anyway, on to the second half. Second half, we're off again. US keeping up possession and control, but the Dutch are keeping up the pressure on the US. 49 minutes, US needs to get possession back. The Dutch team is playing more aggressively. US does need to be careful. 52 minutes in, attempt by Carly Lloyd, caught by Van Veenendaal. 53 minutes, Medema scores. I mean, it was only a matter of time. Netherlands 2-2. US substitutions, Kristen Press in for Sam Mewis, Rose Lavelle in for Lynn Williams, and Alex Morgan in for Carly Lloyd. 60 minutes in, Kristen Press goes for it, caught by Van Veenendaal. Netherlands substitution, Van de Sade out, Linnet Bernstein in. 62 minutes, Kristen Press gets a goal but disallowed for offsides. US substitutions, Megan Pinot in, Tobin Heath out. Alright, so the US attack and midfield has some pretty fresh players, so this should help them, hopefully. 67 minutes. Berenstein attempt caught by Nair. US needs to get back possession, especially with all these attacking players on their team. US defense is doing well holding off the Dutch, but they're getting the ball back. So the US needs to be patient and hold the ball and wait. And let me get some coffee. Yeah, I felt my throat getting dry, or my mouth getting dry. Alright, so 70 minutes in, Van der Graat goes down and it looks like she's coming off, or I think she's staying in. Yeah, it looks like she's staying in. 72 minutes in, US corner, nothing comes from it. 76 minutes in, yellow card for Lindsey Horan on the challenge that she did on Danielle Van de Donk. 79 minutes in, penalty kick for Martens after a challenge on Berenstein. And that kept me on the edge of my seat. But Alyssa Nair saves. Thank God. But that was kind of surprising. Not the Nair save, but Martens, or Lieke Martens. I would have thought she would just drive it in. But, I mean, good. Alyssa Nair saves. US needs to take control back, plain and simple. 82 minutes in, attempt by Jo Roord, nothing comes from it. 85 minutes in, attempt by Van de Donk, missed. I think that one went wide. 86 minutes in, attempt by Berenstein, but great save by Alyssa Nair. US defense just needs to do a little bit better. 88 minutes in, Pinot crosses, but nothing. 88 minutes, US corner kick taken by Pinot, but too high, nothing. 90 minutes plus 5 minutes added time. US, at this point, the US is just making these really small mistakes in added time and is just letting the Netherlands take advantage of them. Honestly, at this point, they just need to go when it comes to the US. They just need to go and keep pressing. 90 minutes in, or 90 minutes plus added time. Yellow card for Danielle Van de Donk, of course. I mean, if you've seen Danielle Van de Donk when she was playing for Arsenal, yeah, she would get a lot of yellow cards. Like, Danielle Van de Donk is a really great player, but very aggressive player. Like, she's very small, but she is a tough player. But yeah, that's why it was kind of funny when Danielle Van de Donk got the yellow card. I was like, of course she would get the yellow card. It's like almost to be expected. So free kick for the US in added time. Megan Pinot takes it, but nothing comes from it. Honestly, I like Megan Pinot, but I haven't really been that impressed with how she's been playing in the Olympics. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, I haven't really been that impressed with her so far. And it's kind of unfortunate because in the beginning I really, really liked Megan Pinot, especially when I was younger. Alright, so end of the second half. Now into extra time. Yeah, needed some coffee. Okay, we're going into the first round of extra time. The US really has to start pressing and pushing and needing to shut down the Dutch attack. Alright, so early on, 90 minutes, Medema attempt. It goes over the crossbar. US needs to stop losing the ball at this point. 91 minutes, Medema makes another attempt. Yeah, if I was Alyssa Nair, I would be pissed at my defenders. Like, what are you guys doing? 93 minutes, Netherlands gets a corner. 94 minutes, goal for the Netherlands is offside and disallowed. Yeah, I keep saying that the US just needs to press and push forward. 98 minutes, Pinot tries to shoot it in, but nothing. I don't know why she didn't pass to Kristen Press. Kristen Press was open. 100 minutes, Netherlands is just getting closer to the US goal. Again, the Dutch will take advantage of small mistakes made by the US. 101 minutes, Alex Morgan goes down, but she's okay. 102 minutes, made him a header, but good save by Nair. This game is getting very exciting, or this game in general was very exciting. 103 minutes, Netherlands corner, nothing. The Netherlands gets another corner, but nothing comes from it. Yeah, getting frustrated personally for me. The US needs to just start putting pressure on the Netherlands. 105th minute, attempt by Kristen Press, nothing. 105th minute, attempt by Bjornstein, nothing. Extra time over. All right, going into the second round of extra time, the US has to push and keep pressing. I don't know how many times I wrote that. The Netherlands is getting a lot of opportunities in the extra time, and it's only a matter of time before the Dutch score. If the US doesn't start playing more aggressively and doesn't start pressing, the Dutch are gonna score. Honestly, the US defense is doing pretty good for what's been thrown at them. But I mean, the US midfield and attack really needs to start pushing. The US defense can only do so much. Alyssa Nair can only do so much. Alright, extra time 2. The second round of extra time, we're off. 105th minutes in, US corner kick. Pinot takes it, nothing. 106 minutes, Medema header, but goes wide. Yeah, I would have thought, it was so close, would have thought that header would have gone in. I'm guessing that she's probably tired. The Dutch team is probably tired. The US women's national team is probably tired at this point. 108 minute, Kristen Press gets a goal, but offsides, disallowed again. Yeah, I get that the US is frustrated, but they just need to keep going and keep pressing. 112 minutes in, Alex Morgan goal, offsides, disallowed again, of course. And I just said the US just needs to keep going. I know it's frustrating to get those goals disallowed, but just keep pressing. They are finding openings, which is good. 114 minutes, Kelly O'Hara, yellow for a challenge on Bjornstein. At least it wasn't in the box. 115 minutes, Netherlands free kick, nothing. Megan Rapinoe attempt, and in the 117th minute, nothing. It goes over the crossbar. 118 minute, US corner, nothing. 120 minutes in, Lindsay Horan attempt, nothing. Extra time, the second round of extra time is over, and now we go into the penalty shootout. Oh boy. And now I drink some coffee. Alright, so we're into the penalty shootout. God, this was intense and fun to watch. So they flip the coin. The Netherlands is going up first to do the penalties. So Medema is the first to go up against Alyssa Nair, and I would think Medema would just drive it in, but it was saved by Alyssa Nair. So yeah, Alyssa Nair saves Medema's attempt, and then it goes back to the US. Rose Lavelle takes the first penalty kick for the US against Van Veenendaal, and she scores. Then Dominique Jensen, a defender for the Netherlands, goes up against Alyssa Nair, and she scores. Goes back to the US. Alex Morgan, she scores. Back to the Netherlands, Stephanie van der Graat, another defender, surprisingly. She scores off the post. It hits the post and it goes in. Very impressive goal. And then it goes back to the US. Kristen Press scores. Lieke Nguyen, another defender. She takes the shot against Alyssa Nair and is saved by Alyssa Nair. Megan Rapinoe goes up to take the penalty against Veenendaal, and Megan Rapinoe scores. All right, and that's the end. So the U.S. women's national team wins. Well done, Alyssa Nair. Really great goalkeeping, and in general, Alyssa Nair is a really great goalkeeper. She did get to train alongside Hope Solo, so there's that. I would say Hope Solo couldn't do a better job, even though I genuinely love Hope Solo. Yeah, this game was exciting. I loved it. It kept me on the edge of my seat. Aggressive play from the U.S. They do need to keep it up moving forward against Canada. It's great that the U.S. got out of the quarterfinals and is going into the medal matches or the semifinals. But honestly, the U.S. needs to keep up the aggressive play. They need to stay in control and can't keep making small mistakes. If the U.S. keeps making small mistakes, they are going to be taken advantage of by the opposing team. Again, great performance by the U.S. So far, the best performance by the U.S. in this Olympics. So I am looking forward to seeing them play against our northern rivals, Canada, but honestly, I see Sweden more as a rival than Canada. But I'm still not going to underestimate Canada. They are a very strong team, and I think they've been developing their team, so there's that. All right, the Netherlands. So little surprise that it was the Dutch defenders taking the penalties. Van de Donk, Wierenstein, Martens were there. That's kind of questionable as to why those players didn't take the penalties. Like maybe it was nerves, maybe those defenders had a good penalty record. When it comes to the Netherlands, they are still a really strong and great team with amazing and talented players. Sorry, my throat is getting dry. Okay, so no doubt about that when it comes to the Netherlands. They're a great team with amazing players. This is also their first time in the Olympics, and they have come really far. So good job to the Netherlands. Honestly, if the U.S. lost, I would have supported the Dutch team. They did so well in this game too. So the U.S. will be taking on Canada in the Olympic semifinal Monday, August 2nd at, let me check the time. Of course, it's 4 a.m. Okay, yeah. Semifinal match against Canada at 4 a.m. This upcoming Monday. Yeah, I'll be watching it. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today. I love you, U.S. Women's National Team, and I love you, Dutch Women's National Team. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.